Okay, students. So now there is one more factor on which the force of friction depends. It is how hard the two surfaces are pressed. Means this will understand with the help of an example. For example, if I take a box and this box is on a floor. It is a heavy box. If I take a heavy box and place it on a floor, as we know, all the surfaces are having some irregularities. So what will happen? The irregularities of this surface, and the irregularities of the surface of the box, the irregularities of the surface and irregularities of the surface of the box. So the box is heavy. The box will apply some pressure, some force on the floor. Means, for example, this is the box and this is the floor. So if I press it, the box is heavy. So if I press it, so the irregularities of the surface, for example, this is the surface, the irregularities of the surface and the irregularities of the surface of the box will interlock. The irregularities will, for example, this is the irregularity of the surface and this is the irregularity of the surface of the box. So if the box is applying the pressure, so the irregularities of the surface on which the box is placed will interlock with the irregularities of the box. See, there will be an interlocking and it will be difficult to move that box if you apply the force from this side to move this box, to slide this box. So you have to apply more force because the irregularities are interlocked. So it also depends, friction also depends on the factor that how hard the two surfaces are pressed, what is the number of interlocking of the irregularities. I hope you understood. Okay, so now we will revise the types of friction. There are various types of friction. So now for the periodic assessment we will revise static friction and sliding friction. So what is static friction? Static, as the word suggests, static friction is the friction which comes into action when an object is at static or stationary position. Static means stationary or the position of rest. We will understand this with the help of an example. So what will happen if we talk about static friction? Let us take the example of the box again. There is a surface. On this surface I have placed a box. Okay, on this surface I have placed a box. So now what will happen? The box is at rest. It is at stationary or static position. So when it is at stationary position, so what will happen? The irregularities of the surface will interlock with the irregularities of the surface of the box. As I have already told you, the box applies some pressure, some force on the surface, so the irregularities will lock. There will be an interlocking with the irregularities. So you have to apply more force. You have to apply more force to overcome this interlocking, because the box is at rest. The interlocking is at maximum. The interlocking of the irregularities is maximum. So when you apply force to move this box, you have to apply more force. Okay, so this type of friction which is acting when an object is at rest because of the maximum interlocking of the irregularities, this type of friction is called static friction. Static means the friction acting at the position of rest. So it is called the static friction. Okay, now what is sliding friction? Sliding friction, when two bodies slide over the surfaces of each other, so then the force of friction which comes into action is called sliding friction. If we again take the example of this box, now this box is not stationary. We have taken again the example of the box. Now you have applied the force and the box started moving. We have applied a force, the interlockings have been unlocked, and now we have applied the force, the box is sliding over the surface. The box is sliding over the surface. So what will happen? You will have to apply the force. You have applied the force and the box has started moving. Now when the box started moving, the surface of the box is sliding over the surface of this surface. So now still it will experience a force of friction. Because you cannot create a friction free surface. That is an ideal case which is not possible in reality. We can reduce friction, but we cannot remove friction completely. Okay, so what will happen? As the box is sliding over the surface, it will still experience a force of friction, and this force of friction when the two bodies are sliding over each other is called sliding friction. As the name suggests, sliding friction. In this case, you will have to apply less force. For example, if you are pushing a heavy box, at the very first time when the box is at stationary position, rest position, you will have to apply more force. But as soon as the box starts moving, you will have to apply less force, because the sliding friction comes into action, the interlocking has been unlocked, the box will not get the time to interlock with the surface more, so therefore sliding friction is always less than static friction. I repeat, the value of static friction, the measure of static friction is always more than sliding friction. Very important. The measure of static friction is always greater than the measure of sliding friction, because you are seeing that in case of static friction you have to apply more force, but in case of sliding friction you have to apply less force, because sliding friction is less than static friction due to the reason of interlocking of irregularities. In case of static friction, the irregularities are interlocked to the maximum level, whereas in case of sliding friction there is less time as the object is moving, so there is less time for the interlocking of the irregularities. That is why sliding friction is always less than the static friction. This is very, very important concept. Got it? Static friction is always greater than sliding friction.